What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. I am the bun with the gun, and so today I've been thinking about another video that I could be making. And as I was thinking about it, I thought, you know what, I can do something pretty simple, and that is simply to show what is my current EDC here in 2019. So it is April 4th, 2019, and this is going to be my what I carry as of this date. That may change in the future, but in the meantime, until that happens, let's take a brief look at what exactly it is I carry. So I'm going to be starting out pretty simple, and first thing I'm going to show is my phone. Everybody carries a phone. You know, you pretty much use it for everything in your everyday life. You connect with people, you know, you use it for internet and everything. So pretty universal device nowadays. I'd say pretty important device nowadays with how technology connected we are these days. But yeah, it is that is what I carry. My phone is the model of my phone is an LG V40. Personally, I've been liking it. It does everything I need it to. It's got pretty decent power. It plays a lot of good stuff well. Then moving next is my wallet, which the wallet I carry is a Ridge wallet. And this is one of the RFID blocking Ridge wallets. This is actually given to us, or this is actually given to me by my company. So the company I work for one of its holiday events, decided to give out a Ridge wallet to all the employees. So that's what I'm currently trying out. I've never actually used it before, one of these before, but it seems pretty nice. It's pretty minimal. You get very slim, very slim pocket space that it needs, so you can pretty much fit anywhere. And then doesn't have a whole bunch of bulk that a lot of other wallets may have. So I've been liking it, at least the feel of it so far. So we're gonna continue carrying that and see kind of what exactly it was that I can, or exactly how I feel about it in the future. Just kind of a side note. In the past, previously, what I carried was actually this wallet, which is actually kind of similar to the Ridge wallet, but it is, you know, it is sizably larger, but it is fairly slim. It works kind of like the Ridge wallet, so you stick your cards and everything in here, and it is also an RFID blocking wallet. And this I actually bought at Walmart for about $14, and I bought it because of the price, to just see kind of how it felt. This wallet I actually do like. It's got a lot of utility. While I am carrying this, I may go back to this one in the future, mostly because of just how useful it is. So the big thing about this one is, while you may have your RFID blocking wallet between these two metal pieces, you also have here a little leather section. If I can get it open. Oh, there it is. A little leather section for like an ID or a badge. So I would actually stick my work ID in this little sleeve, and then I could still go up to my building and unlock my building with my wallet without having to pull my ID out of my wallet. So that's kind of why I really like this wallet, and why I may consider going back to this one. And then the other thing that's just kind of just out there is this section is actually a bottle opener. So you can actually use this section to open your bottles. So if you buy soda or anything else that comes in a bottle, this wallet will actually let you open that. But that's just kind of a quick, simple overview of this wallet that I found at Walmart for about $14. I do like it. I would recommend, you know, giving this a shot, seeing if you like it. So now moving back over to what I'm actually carrying every day. Next thing, of course, is keys. Everybody's got their keychain. So, of course, on this keychain, I got my car key, home key, mailbox key, you know, different types of keys that you need. But at the same time, I also have a few items on my keychain that, you know, kind of help me every day and make life easier. So the first thing I'm going to show is I carry a Swiss Army Victorinox Cadet. So I carry the Cadet because it's a very slim keychain knife. Well, most people might consider this more of a pocket knife, but I don't carry a whole lot of stuff on my keychain, so this does well as a keychain knife. And I really like it because, you know, it's got your large blade on one side. It's got your short blade on the other. Or actually, no, that's not the blade. I forgot. That's the other type of knife. But yeah, but it's got your file and, you know, nail cleaner on this side. Then the next thing that it has is, you know, you have your can opener on this side, which I still have yet to use. I'm thinking about actually giving that a shot later on. And then your bottle opener and wire stripper. And then, of course, your small and large flathead screwdrivers. So it's pretty simple. It's got some pretty usable stuff on it, and it does everything that I would really need. So I don't really would find myself needing any more than that. So that's what I keep on my keychain. And then the second thing on my keychain is actually a Leatherman Micra. And this one is actually a scissor. So unlike pliers, as most people would carry on their multi-tool, I personally, in my daily life, I'm a software developer, so I don't do a whole lot of manual labor. I don't do a whole lot of you know, physical work. So for me, the pliers are not that necessary. So I kind of prioritize having a good pair of scissors over pliers. So I decided to go with the Leatherman Micra because that's exactly what it gives me. It gives me a nice compact scissor. And then, of course, some other nice features, you know, a ruler on the side. Then going further in here, I have a small blade. Then I have a flathead. And then, of course, a file and nail cleaner. Then on the other side, it gives me a very small screwdriver, I believe it is, a bottle opener on this side, a tweezer, which I'm gonna be honest is not my favorite tweezer. It does okay for most tasks, but for more fine detail work, this tweezer does not meet my personal needs, or does not meet what I would like. But it is it is functional. It'll get the job done if need to be. And then, of course, a small flathead and Phillips head screwdriver on this side. So you got some pretty good utility in this keychain multi-tool, and that's kind of why I decided to choose this one. And like I said, the pliers are not a big deal to me. In my line of work and what I do, pliers are not that important. So I decided to go with the Leatherman Micra instead, as it gave me a scissor and everything else that I need. Put that one off to the side, actually. Then next, moving on to moving outside of the items that people have on them on a daily basis that most people would have. First thing I'm going to talk about is my knife. So the pocket knife I carry is actually a Kershaw Atmos. It's really, really light, and that's actually why I decided to pick this knife. This knife is about 2 ounces, I believe, so it's not a very heavy knife at all. And like I said, I really do like this knife. It feels good in my hand. Of course, I have smaller hands than most people, so most knives and most tools will fit my hand a lot better. But it's a very light, very compact knife. I really like it. It fits the job really well, and that's currently my favorite carry knife. Moving on to a secondary knife, because I actually do carry a secondary knife. It is a K-Bar Mini Dozer, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm probably mispronouncing that. But this is a secondary knife that I carry. This one I actually carry in my back pocket. And this one's kind of more of a, you know, I have it if I just need a secondary knife, something small, or if somebody around me is needing to borrow a knife, then I can hand them this knife, and it has a thumb stud here that you can open the knife with. So it is not the flipper action, which, you know, if I remember, from what I understand, you know, some people may not quite be as familiar with how to safely operate one of these ones, which it sounds kind of basic, but there are some people who may not fully understand it. But everyone kind of understands how a manual thumb stud opening knife works. And then, of course, you close it by pushing in the back here, and that releases the blade. So I kind of carry this in a back pocket, and this is actually a 1 ounce knife. I actually really like how light this one is. So as light as this knife is at 2 ounces, this knife is half that weight. So it is a 1 ounce knife, and it fits perfectly in a back pocket. And it also works as a primary knife depending on how I'm dressed. So the next thing I'm going to move on to here is my flashlight. And the flashlight that I carry is a Streamlight MicroStream USB. So it's a very small, very compact flashlight. I actually really like it. It's pretty bright. It got nice brightness out of it. So you get some pretty nice brightness out of it. Has 2 settings. It has a bright setting, and then it has a regular setting. And I personally really like this flashlight. The other thing that I really like about it is I don't have to worry all that much about batteries, as it is a USB charging flashlight. So you can see the USB charge right there. Close that. And then of course, it got a pocket clip, so it can easily clip it into my pocket. Fits in and out really nicely. And as you can see, it's actually not that much bigger than my pocket knife. So if I actually line these up, they're actually about the same size. So it's actually a really nice item to have. I really like it. It's a slight change from the flashlight I used to carry, which was a Streamlight Stylus Pro, I believe it was. Yes, it was a Streamlight Stylus Pro. So what I really like is it's pretty much a Stylus Pro, but half the size almost. So it's that's what I carry as my flashlight. Really nice flashlight. Really, really recommend it. Next thing I carry is a pen, just a standard, regular, everyday pen. This one is made by Zebra, so it's not a fancy type of pen, but it is usable. It has a twist to. It's a twist pen, so you twist it, and then the pen, the writing portion of it comes out, and so it's really thin. It's really light. It fits pretty much anywhere, unless you have shallow pockets. But luckily, all the pants and such that I wear have fairly deep pockets, so this will fit in there nicely. And then being as slim as it is, I really don't notice it throughout the day. Now, this pen actually is supposed to have a stylus on the end. Unfortunately, due to carrying it around every day and, due to movement, this actually wore off. And so it doesn't actually have the stylus tip anymore. That's not a big deal to me. The big reason I got it is because it's the lightest and small, or not light, it may not be lightest, but it is the thinnest and most easily concealable pen for me. Or not concealable, because I guess that's not necessary. But it fits everywhere, and I don't need to do a lot of hunting for specialty refills. I can just go buy a standard Zebra pen refill, as this is made by Zebra. I believe it is the Zebra Stylus pen. So it's readily available. I can find these all day at my local office store. So they're really easy to get a hold of, really easy to refill. They don't cost all that much. They are a little bit more than some other basic pens. And then the other is that I believe it is like an aluminum body, so it is pretty sturdy, pretty rigid. As you can see, there's some wear on it from it sitting in my pocket, and that wear actually came from this flashlight. So I kind of store these together, like right next to each other, kind of like this in my pocket. So that's kind of where the wear on this one came from, a lot of it. But that's the pen I carry. I really like it. I think it's a really nice pen, and that's my current pen that I carry. So moving on to the next item related to that, I just carry a standard notebook. I don't carry a Write in the Rain pad. I am thinking of getting one. I will probably get one fairly soon, or I may start looking into one. But for the time being, I just carry a standard little notebook in my back pocket, and that kind of fits there. And I just take notes, or I have some passwords written down in here that, maybe I made an extremely long password that I can't remember. So that is where I keep that. And then going into what I carry on my wrist, or what I wear on my wrist, it's just a basic watch. It's just a standard, really basic wristwatch. I haven't gotten into the smartwatches yet. I'm kind of rolling around the idea in my head. exactly what type of smartwatch I want. I haven't really come to a decision yet, but however, for the time being, I am just carrying a standard. I believe this is made by Armatron. It's an Armatron Eclipse. So it's a very basic, very entry level type watch. I think this watch sells for like $40-50 maybe. But it is a very basic watch. I've been carrying this around for about, maybe 2 months so far. And that's the other thing, is I'm still getting used to having a wristwatch. I'm still getting used to it because I never used to carry a watch or anything on my wrist. So it is new to me. I am still getting used to it. But for the time being, until I find maybe a smartwatch, this is kind of the watch that I carry with me. Then moving into another item that, maybe not a whole lot of people carry. I actually do carry a small little first aid kit. This is kind of more just for everyday things. So in here is pretty much just band-aids, mostly band-aids. A couple items of like the cream for if you get a cut. I think I have a couple burn, like maybe 1 or 2 burn cream packets in here, and then of course like some like a pain reliever, a sinus, something for sinuses if they start acting up. So just some very simple stuff in here, maybe a couple gauze pads, and then a tweezer, of course. So I actually really do recommend this place. They call it the Tactical Medic here in Phoenix, or not, well, I guess Mesa, Arizona, but not too far from where I live. This is actually a really nice company. I find them at the gun shows all the time, and they always have a lot of items. This was actually a pre-made little first aid kit that they have. So as they sell it, they have a bunch of different items in here. As you can see, bandages, different types of bandages, antibiotic ointment, hydrocortisone cream, some pain relievers, aspirins, different type of things that, just for everyday usage. And I did add some items to it. Like I said, I carry a tweezer in here. I think I added a couple gauze pads into here. So I did add a few items to here. Actually, let me open this up real quick. So that's just kind of how they're all packed in here. I have all of the medicines and the creams up here on the top. And then as you go further down, you kind of get to the band-aids and the gauze pads, and then the tweezer, which is actually somewhere around here on this side, down at the bottom on this end, I believe. But that's kind of how they're all packed in here. It's a really nice compact thing. It's just a little tin, which actually isn't all that thick. This actually fits in my back pocket pretty well. So I actually just carry this in a back pocket. And I also like it being a hard tin because it means if I sit down and I'm sitting on it, it's not going to damage, really anything that's in here. So that's kind of what I also carry in my back pocket. And then finally, moving on to the last item that I carry on me every day. That is my handgun. And this one is an M&P Shield. It's a first generation M&P Shield. I do like it. I'm not really going to go too much in depth into this. You probably already know about the Shield. You probably find information very easily on it. But in short, it's a single stack 9mm handgun. It's got a 7-round magazine. They do make 8-round magazines for it. So I do carry, so this is actually what I carry. It's striker fired, and I'm pretty sure you probably noticed that this is loaded. There is, in fact, a round in the chamber. Right now, I have the version with a safety. So when I'm not actively carrying it, I'll actually flip the safety on, and then I'll just leave it like this. So there is a round chambered. I'm not going to bother unloading it because I don't find it necessary. I know the gun's loaded. I treat the gun as though it were loaded. So I'm not going to bother unloading it. But it is a really nice handgun. I like the recoil impulse on this gun. Typically, your single stack 9mm will be pretty heavy on kick. This one does have quite a bit of kick, but the way this handles the kick is actually really nice to me. I actually really like this gun, so I actually will take this gun to shoot just on a regular day. Like, I'll just go out to the range and target shoot with this gun. Because I do like the recoil impulse, I do think it feels really nice to shoot. It does fit my hand really well, and like I said, I don't have very large hands, and not having very large hands means having smaller guns works best for me, or at least having guns with smaller grips works best for me. So this is actually the gun I carry on me every day, and as you can see, it's got a nice blue color. This I actually bought on impulse. I have a local gun shop that I check periodically. I check their used counter very often, and they would just so happen to be having this on sale. I'm not sure if it's because of the color or anything, but a couple, like maybe a year ago, yeah, I was browsing my local gun shop, and they actually had this in their gun counter, in their used gun counter, for about $175, and it came with, I believe, 4 magazines. So I got a very good deal on this gun. It works really, really well. And that's kind of how I got this gun, and I've been really liking it. I haven't regretted it. Now, the way I carry this gun is in a shoulder holster, so it will sit about right here on my side. So I carry it in a shoulder holster, and the holster I carry it in is actually a Galco Classic Light. So Galco Classic Light, really nice holster, kind of pricey on the pricier side, but I think it's worth it. I've been carrying it in the Galco Classic Light for maybe a month now. Yeah, about a month. And I've been finding it really nice. I've been liking it a lot. Just like I've been liking the gun a lot. So I used to carry this in kind of like an in-waistband type thing at about 3 o'clock on my hip. And it fits really well there. You know, it's also this gun seems to fit anywhere. But for the time being, I'm now carrying in a shoulder holster, and that also makes it easy because the shoulder holster allows me to carry when I'm deciding to wear just, you know, regular trunks, and I don't have the really belt space to, or typically I'm not wearing a belt to carry this in. And so it allows me to open up how I carry this gun. And that's kind of what I carry on a daily basis. And I might do a secondary video on how I carry, you know, when it comes to wearing trunks. Like if I'm just wearing trunks and I'm not wearing a belt or anything, or pants that have, you know, back pockets or anything, and so I might do an extra video on that, because the way I carry in trunks is quite different. I actually carry some of the same stuff, but most of this stuff is not carried when I'm in trunks. But that's the end of this video for now. That's really all I wanted to go over. I think I will make the second video just to make a short follow-up to it. But hopefully you guys like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.